What is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE news video. Today, we have some awesome information from the insanity of the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Rare Blade Core Crystal System. It's just an absolute mess of craziness. Also, new adventure time. We have some screenshots on the battle system for the first time, and Secret of Mana, the remake, is also getting an update as well that's going to fix a number of things. So let's go ahead and get right into this. And we're going to start off with, yes, the insanity of the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Rare Blade system. I'm not sure if I've seen anything this crazy, or at least data mined to be this crazy. Now, I'm not going to go over everything, because if I did, it would take me well more than the 10 minutes or so that I plan to do this video, but I will say this. There is base properties for each thing with various different factors that go into whether you get a certain rare blade or not. And it's even based, some of it, on your save file, like your save file and stuff like that. It's absolutely crazy, but I do want to get into what they had to say here. Shout out to Nintendo Everything for rounding up the information. So let's go over some of this stuff here. So there are 5 elements involved in the algorithm that determines what kind of blade you get from a core crystal. These are the blade base probabilities, the pity system, which type of crystal used, your idea cloud, and finally the luck stat. Now, the blade probabilities, there's a bunch of stuff that you can go over with that. They're the pity system in terms of banking up points after you don't get a rare blade based on what core crystal you use, and all sorts of stuff. But each blade has a certain probability based on various different factors. And anyone who's received Cosmos at this point, or if you got Cosmos early, you are extremely, extremely lucky, because I'm going to take a snippet and show you guys the probabilities for Cosmos, and it is absolutely insane in terms of it. So looking through this here, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and 0.1 across the board. She's easily one of the lowest outside of like Gorg, for example. I got Gorg, but I mean, it's just absolutely insane. This rare blade system is something else, and I would hope that they change the probabilities when it comes to it. Now, I understand why they kind of do this, because it's called rare blade for a reason, and I get that, but some of these probabilities are way too low. But based on this system, and based on the pity system and the luck and all that stuff, you will eventually get every single blade at some point. If you keep going, you're going to get every single one based on the pity, based on everything that you can do. So it's understandable, but at the same time, man, it's absolutely insane how they kind of devised and constructed all this. I wonder who was the madman that said, okay, this is the probabilities for this. This is what we're going to do for this. All right, this goes there. Oh my gosh, it's just way too much for me to go over everything. But I had a lot of you guys send this article to me multiple times, and I've already responded and retweeted. So thank you to everyone who sent it to me. I see stuff all the time, guys, on Twitter. Trust me, I'm always looking at news, considering it's my job. So I know. So thank you to everyone who sent it to me. But yeah, what do you guys think about this Xenoblade Chronicles 2 blade system in terms of the rare blades? Have you received everyone? Are you still gathering people? What's your favorite blade so far that's not like a super spoiler or anything? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next article, we do have the first screenshots and some details on Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion. This is a turn-based battle system style of game, RPG, where you can level up the different Adventure Time pals and kind of adventure off on a boat. It looks actually pretty cool, even though I'm not a fan of Adventure Time. I've seen a few episodes, not a huge fan of it, but this game does actually look pretty good. So let's go and get into a little bit of the overview of the game. So it's Adventure Time. Finn and Jake have saved the land of Ooh more times than they can count, but this time they might be in over their heads. Somebody's up to bad biscuits. They got their hands on another Enchiridion, and they've somehow used it to flood the land of Ooh. Help Finn and Jake as they take to the high seas to solve the latest mystery and save the kingdoms of Ooh in a all-new third-person puzzle adventure. Now, it explains how you can explore freely and all sorts of stuff, but let's talk about some of the features of the game for those who don't know. So explore, travel the land of Ooh as you've never traveled it before from the deck of Finn and Jake's new boat. Control Finn, Jake, Bimo, and Marceline as you explore the world more freely than ever, sailing between familiar kingdoms and locations and venturing into uncharted territories in the most immersive Adventure Time experience ever. You can also battle, dingle the bad guys' bones into tapioca pudding with a new fast-paced, turn-based battle system that lets you make the most out of all our heroes' abilities. Use items, spells, and potions to buff the party or lay the schmotow on the enemy. Unleash ultimate hero abilities to perform the mega damage and upgrade your heroes with the sweet dosh and earn from every victory. You can also interrogate to find out what's up. You have to explore every kingdom and talk to lots of Adventure Time characters to get the scoop. You may even have to unleash a little good cop, bad cop, Finn and Jake style on the occasional plug hole or the D-lister to get them to spill the beans. Gather info, collect loot, and learn about the side quests and secret map locations that will help you get to the bottom of this wet mystery before it's too late. So there's a bunch of new features that they've also talked about as well. This is an original Adventure Time game, and it has all of the voice actors from there, and it's a turn-based battle system, but it's more fast-paced. You can kind of go in and get a lot of action in there. You can talk to a ton of people. It's a traditional RPG, which is great to see. And there's something that I've realized with certain games, at least with me, even if I'm not a fan of the show, sometimes I'll like the game. Like, for example, Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet, I have not watched really any of the episodes. I've seen a couple of it, not a huge fan myself, but I absolutely love Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet. So I've been looking to get into Adventure Time a little bit more because I have watched a number of episodes on Cartoon Network. I'm just not a huge fan of it, but this actually looks like a great battle system. I like the way that it looks, very reminiscent of the show, obviously. Not a big fan of the art style, I just appreciate how they've got to look like the show, and it's coming out to a variety of different systems here: PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC. So it's great to see that support, and I think that this could be a pretty good Adventure Time for those who want to play an RPG based system in that franchise. And I know that they did a game beforehand that was like The Legend of Zelda 2 that was pretty good. So the Adventure Time people, in terms of who handles the franchise and everything and how they dish it out to certain developers for games, have done a pretty good job from what I've seen. None of them have been absolutely like horrible for the most part. So I'm looking forward to this one. I like the RPG mechanics, I like the battle system, and hopefully it turns out to be pretty good. So what do you guys think about Adventure Time in terms of the new combat details, the game itself, some of the screenshots here? You guys excited for this one? And any of you guys big Adventure Time fans, what do you like the most about the show and how it's going to relate to this game? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final article here, we got Secret of Mana version 1.02 update. It launches early March for the PlayStation 4 and soon for the PS Vita and the PC. We got fixes, and more fixes. Shout outs to Gamatsu for the article here. So Square Enix released the version 1.02 update for the Secret of Mana remake on PlayStation 4 in early March, and it looks like the PS Vita and PC are coming very soon, so sooner than the PS4 release. So it could be a February launch in terms of the update for PS4 and PC. So here are some of the notes as far as what they fixed. Reduce the frequency of application errors, fixed an error in which characters transitioned to blacked out screen, fixed an error characters color changes, fixed errors with party members revived at 0 HP, fixed the bow and arrow in battles with some monsters, added an icon for the character currently using a ring on the ring command screen, added an item effect for item rings and the ring command screen, added a guide display for the switch button on the ring command screen as well, and more other things. Now, of course, the Secret of Mana remake is out for the PS4, PC, and the PS Vita at this point, and it didn't get necessarily the best reviews out there, but there is some charm to be found in there in terms of how it plays and kind of what they've done taking the original game and how it's made it new again. And Secret of Mana is one of my favorite games of all time. Growing up as a kid, it was one of the most innovative games to where you can actually invite your buddies over and play an RPG, an action RPG multiplayer if you had the multi-tap. So that was cool, and even if you didn't have it, you could still play co-op. And back then, most of the RPGs were all single player experiences, whether it was Final Fantasy or Dungeons and Dragons or Dragon Quest or anything like that. All of them were single player experiences. So this is the first time back in like 93 or whatever it was, or 92, whenever the game came out, where me and my brother, we could go through and we can play the game, and it was just a memorable experience where we had a ton of fun playing the game. It just holds a special place in many people's hearts, and I feel that it probably should have got a better remake than this, but at the same time, I'm not going to fault them for at least trying to bring it back. But you can clearly tell that this game was made on the shoestringest of shoestring budgets. But you know what I'm saying, it's better than nothing. It's better than not getting anything at all when it comes to Secret of Mana, and I'm happy that they at least tried to make a good Mana game, and I'm at least happy they tried to remake a classic. Hopefully we get something a little bit better in the future, maybe even a remake of Secret of Mana 3, which has never come over to the States. We still need a release the Seiken Densetsu collection, which has 1, 2, and 3 on the cartridge. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff that they need to do with this franchise. They still need to reimagine it and make a new entry in there. There's a lot of work to be done, but I guess this is a good first baby step, right? So what do you guys think about the Secret of Mana update here? Have any of you guys picked up the game yet? Are you enjoying it on your PS4, PC, or PS Vitas? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube Live gaming page to consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you for the next video. Peace.